What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another Simply Reliable Studios presentation. It is I, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, joined by Mr. Reliable Walter Cruz, as we get ready to discuss not just the top 10, but I guess you could technically say it's the top 20 Def Rebel themes. Now, we've done this a little bit different this time around. We don't have separate lists. This is all something that I have structured, that I have brought forth to Walter. This was initially an idea that Jeff and I were going to do when we were still doing Dad's, not always, on wrestling. And it was going to be around SummerSlam last year, around my birthday. But of course, that's when the whole multiverse of media kind of collapsed. And so Dad's ceased to be done. So when Walter came to me about doing top 10s, and I realized it was getting close to WrestleMania, I was like, hey, let's do this topic that Jeff and I were going to do, because I feel, okay, by no means am I trying to compare Def Rebel to Jim Johnson. There's no comparison. Jim Johnston was the GOAT. But I feel like there's more good Def Rebel themes than people give them credit for. For example, I have a 40 plus playlist that I sent to Walter that's called Def Rebel Themes That Go Hard. So what we did is we split it, since we didn't each do a list. We split it into two lists. And we're going to do the top 10 instrumental themes and the top 10 themes with lyrics. So it'll be as if each of us are giving a list, except I'll be doing most of the talking since this was my idea. Walter will throw his 2 cents in here and there. He's listened to the songs. He's listened to the playlists. In fact, if you guys would like to listen along, since we can't really share the songs on the air for fear of copyright strikes, if you go down to the description of the video, you'll see the top 10 instrumental playlist and the top 10 lyrical playlist. So that way you can launch the playlist, and as we talk about each song, you can listen to them. Walter, how are we doing today?
I'm doing good. I was looking forward to this one. Yeah. And some of these go hard. And I even thought of a few and you told me, these were like this close to getting on there. So like it's cool because we have a lot of same mindset a lot of the times. But
Yeah,
yeah, you picked some good ones.
I try, man. Like I said, I feel like Def Rebel gets a bad rep. And I will agree to what a lot of the complaint is, in that they sound generic. It's hard to know who's coming out sometimes. I remember the last couple years we've done the Rumble watch along, and the music hits and it's like, who's coming out? Who's coming out? Who's coming out? Now, part of that is the music being generic, but also part of that, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, is the fact that we have to keep the TVs down so low so that our microphones don't pick up the TV and then get us in copyright pinged.
Yep.
So while there's a little bit of truth to the fact that, they all sound similar, they all sound generic, there's a lot of truth to that. We also can't figure out who it is because we can barely hear the music over the audience, over the commentary, and then try to filter to like the third or fourth audio track coming through the TV, which is the music being played in the arena. So, like I said, and I'm going to say it a few more times, I'm sure today, I just think they get a bad rap. I think they've got more good songs than they get credit for. And it was tough breaking it down to just 20. Now, I do have a couple of honorable mentions, and I'll explain the reason for the honorable mentions when we get there. But let's get into this, Walter, and I'll let you decide. Do we want to start with the instrumentals or with the lyrical?
Instrumental.
Okay. So, coming in at number 10 and kicking off the top 10 Def Rebel instrumental themes is Tiffany Stratton's Keep Up theme. Now, she does not use this song anymore. She primarily used this in NXT before she got called up to the main roster. But I actually prefer this one to her modern theme. I just wish they took the It's Tiffy Time that's at the front of her current theme and put it at the beginning of this. And I think it would
Mm,
be perfect if you're being quite honest. This has the feel of a model walking a runway, a starlet walking the red carpet, which is exactly what Tiffany is. So it just gives the perfect vibe to me when I hear it. And it's one of those songs that as soon as I hear it start playing, I know, oh, that's Tiffany Stratton. Whereas the new theme, I have to hear the It's Tiffy Time to know that it's Tiffany Stratton. But both themes are Def Rebel. I just think this one is better.
yeah, this one is better. And they know it, which is probably why they added the "It's Tiffy Time" to the new one because they knew. Which is, if you think about it, they did that. They add a yell to Logan. They add like people's little phrases at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
of that because they know that they're going generic. They know it themselves.
And there's a few themes that would have made the list if some of the ad libs and stuff didn't make the song. Like Trick Williams was a big contender for the list. But if you just listen to the version that's on Spotify and it's just the instrumental, it's good, but it doesn't get you hype as when you watch it on NXT and you've got the crowd chanting "Whoop that trick" and Booker's ad libs in it, and none of that's in the official version.
Yeah, Booker T makes that song. To be honest.
But Tiffany Stratton Keep Up, I think, is a great way to start the list. And I honestly had hoped her song would end up higher, but that just goes to show how good the songs are on this list.
Yeah, and who doesn't love them some Tiffany?
I hope she beats the shit out of Charlotte Flair.
I'm.
But we'll get to predictions on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I hope she wins
I,
too.
I saw a meme last night and then again this morning said it's 2025 and we have Sabrina Carpenter versus Cher at WrestleMania,
Oh wow,
comparing Tiffany to Sabrina and
that's
Charlotte to
hilarious.
Cher.
I saw something on Twitter that a fan and yeah, I give him credit for being bold. Charlotte came at him and she said, I guess I have to make peace with the face you have or something." He said, "At least it's my original face." I was like, "Damn."
A and no, Charlotte Flair will not be on the list. But coming in at number 9 is a woman who, as of last night's SmackDown, punched her ticket to WrestleMania, and her impromptu tag team partner will be challenging for the women's tag team titles, and that is Lyra Valkyria Triumph. This is definitely one that it's a good theme, and the ad libs definitely help with the crowd doing the woos and everything at the right points. But even without that, this theme still goes freaking hard. I wasn't sold on Lyra at first in NXT. It took a little bit of time for her to grow on me. But once she did, I became all in on Lyra. And the theme really helps. That whole dun 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 dun. It's like it's just catchy. It almost has a superhero esque feel to it, which they've long said wrestlers are superheroes in the ring. So,
I was gonna say, you said superhero in my head. I always felt like it was like a warrior entrance, like a warrior was about to go into
mhm.
battle. Like,
A Valkyrie.
yeah, it it's almost like similar to Ilya Dragunov at the beginning of it before it like flips it, and it's like it gets you hyped.
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah, hers is the banger though. Dun, dun, dun. I
I
could,
see we've got people watching, but nobody really commenting along in the chat room. Let us know
yeah.
what you think of these songs too, people. I mean, this is definitely very much open to audience participation. That's why, like I said, we put the playlist link in the description so you can hear these songs as we talk about them.
I got Lyras in my head because I could just picture it
See,
once you
see,
mentioned it. Yeah,
it's catchy.
yeah.
Number 8 on the list for instrumentals is another NXT theme. And there's going to be quite a few NXT themes that pop up because, god damn it, it's my NXT. But this theme isn't just the theme of one man, it's the theme of a family. It's all about family. Tony D'Angelo and the D'Angelo family.
Mm,
I think it's the perfect combination of some like cheesy exploitation 70s mafia flick with just a little bit of that hip hop bounce to it that almost makes the beat sound like Dre had something to do with it, with the pianos. The way the pianos hit in the beat kind of almost give me a still DRE vibe to it.
yeah, but
And
it
that's a
definitely.
comparison I'll make in a moment here too with another song, but Tony D'Angelo's theme, like,
I could totally picture us like sitting at an Italian restaurant, and that would be all of the speakers, like in the
right?
background. Like his theme, like just sounds like it.
Dude, I could totally see an Olive Garden commercial using that. When
Right?
you hear your family.
Yeah, exactly.
Do, 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 do.
That's
But I
exactly what
mean,
it sounds like. I definitely picture it.
right? Good stuff, though. Good stuff. Well, I mentioned the Dre comparison and beat, and I said that was going to come back. It comes back in number 7. And it's totally fitting when you think about the name of the song and the name of the wrestler that uses the song. Welcome to LA, with everybody saying LA Night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, LA Knight's song sounds like it's definitely got some Dre inspiration there, which, again, LA Knight, welcome to LA. And he's even admitted to stealing the whole with everybody saying from Dre's Let Me Ride song.
Mm-hmm.
So for it to have that vibe to it just totally makes perfect sense. And I think a couple of these here are part of why I give Def Rebel a bit of a pass. Maybe it's because I'm a West Coast boy and it's got some of that influence to it. So I'm a little bit more forgiving. I don't know, but LA Knight's song definitely goes hard, and I can't wait to hear it on April 19th, I think it is, that he's got to do the U.S. title match. They announced his for night 1, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to hear that, you know. Yeah, April 19th, night 1 for WrestleMania. It's going to get a big response in Vegas.
Yeah. It's definitely got those West Coast vibes, yeah. Mm, mm.
See, all I have to do is mention some of these, and you start to get them stuck in your
Yeah,
head.
exactly.
So they're not as bad as everybody makes them out to be.
Dude, that's awesome. You know what? With the WWE's history with Snoop and everything, man, hire Dre to do your beats, man. Forget Def Rebel, forget
Do you know how
forget.
much a Dre beat would cost them?
I know, but maybe if you hire him as a full-time employee, maybe he'll work with you. Who knows? I mean,
I don't think so, Tim.
yeah.
Nah, that's not gonna fly, dog. Like I know WWE is making money hand over fist. What they're making for WrestleMania, they might be able to pay Dre to do some beats, but like I don't think they would be able to have the long-term payoff for it, you know? Marketing, resale, all that type of shit that WWE is known for.
Mhm.
Dre would own the masters,
That's true. You need to have Super Bowl money to afford him.
right? All right. Coming in at number 6, and what I'm going to describe this one, and I'm going to use a little bit of the same description when it comes to one of our lyrical songs later, but let me just say for number 6, when those horns kick in, you know it's go time. The Viking Raiders, Vicious. Of course, now the
Mm.
War Raiders, so now they can say Raw is war again. But like, there's something with Def Rebel and those big brass horns for their big people. It's just like it becomes synonymous. They have it. Somebody we're going to discuss later has it. Um, Piper has it in her theme. Just a lot of the big people have those big full brass horns, and it's just like somebody's about to get fucked up once you hear those horns blow.
It's like a horn calling for backup, and I can totally, for some reason, when I hear it, I picture the Ricola commercial with the
Mm-hmm.
Ricola.
Nicola.
But yeah, man, it makes you go because it's almost like that warrior call when they blow the horn and call for backup, and you just
Mm-hmm.
like the Avengers is about to hit or something.
Okay,
But definitely,
coming.
see, I got that in my head now too.
Mm-hmm. Coming in at number 5, so we're halfway through the instrumentals now. Is a guy who gets clowned almost as much as Def Rebel's themes do. JD McDonough, the Irish Ace.
Doom, 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 doom.
See, look, you've already got it going through your head too.
Because I know it when you brought it up. Yeah.
JD's theme just goes hard. I told Noah, I think we said this last night when we went off the air of your New Japan watch long. It sounds like a video game boss theme.
Mhm.
Like you have reached the final level. You're about to throw down with the boss to beat the game, and this music just comes in. It's just like, okay, let's go. Let's go.
Mhm.
Take the phrase from Kendrick. Let's squabble up.
You got all your lives. You got all your ammo. You ready to go.
Full health bar.
Mhm.
But JD's plucky. He'll go in there with like a half full health bar and still fight like he's fighting on full.
Right. Well, his head would enter 5 minutes before the rest of them,
God
but.
damn it. I was hoping we could go without making a JD big head joke. Apparently not, Walter. Apparently not. All right. Well, here's one that I know Walter can get down with. The current reigning and defending NXT champion, the ruler, Obafemi, Hands of Fate.
Oh my god. I see the walk already.
That swagger as he
Mm-hmm.
walks to the ring.
It goes hard.
Definitely, definitely one of the best themes they've done recently. And like, I love the fact that Oba has the same sense of humor that I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always said that dude reminds me of M'Baku from Black Panther. And then a while back, they went around and started asking people, who would play you in a biopic? And they asked Oba, and Oba was like, who's that dude that plays M'Baku in Black Panther? And I was like, God damn it, Oba.
Yep. Yep.
Fucking straight up the same shit that I said.
Yeah. It just fits him. That's one of the ones I hope they don't change when he goes up to the main roster, and that's coming sooner than later.
Yeah. I think he's going to the main roster before Trick does.
Mm-hmm. It's a walk. It's just his entire presentation. It's not just his music.
Mm-hmm. Oba has the same swagger in his walk that Penta does.
Yep.
You hitting the Cal Fire product a little too hard over there? Choking?
No, it was a piece of the shell from this candy. Ugh.
Hmm. Coming in at number 3 is one that people may be surprised to see on my list. And that is Tokyo Shock for Io Sky. And I say people may be shocked to see it on my list because I don't really go crazy for Io. I like her, but she's not someone that people hear me go like, you know, nuts for the way you do with your mamacitas and everything.
Yeah.
But when that beat drops, it's just like, okay, this is a little bit different. Definitely has like a Japanese anime vibe to it.
I was just gonna say that it has that vibe to it, and you can hear the difference because it does that little beginning thing and then it drops.
Gives you that little bit of a bass drop, and then it kicks into the actual rhythm, the melody of the song. What's up, Matt? Good to see you. Good to see everybody in the chat. Nestor. But yeah, Io Sky is one who I think everything about her is underrated. She doesn't get the credit she deserves as an in-ring performer. She's an afterthought in the match at WrestleMania. Her music goes harder than it should. Just everything about her. And like I said, the song sounds like it gives anime vibes.
Yeah.
Like an anime battle. Like you could hear that shit in like some Yu-Gi-Oh or something. Like they're about to start dueling.
Mm, Time to do as her music drops. Yeah.
Mhm.
Isn't it? It's a shame that she's the champion. She feels like the third wheel.
Right?
Yeah.
And sadly, she's going to be the one to get pinned. Who walks out the title? Still TBD. But she is getting pinned. That way, both Rhea and Bianca look strong, and we can build to Rhea versus Bianca at SummerSlam.
And be all honest, if I was WWE, the fact that she feels like the third wheel, I would have her walk away with the title just to swerve every damn body.
Hey, I
But
wouldn't be
that's
mad at it, but I just
yeah.
don't think it's happening. Not with
Hmm.
the undefeated streak intact.
That's true.
Well, coming in at number 2 is one they were smart about because the audience and the sing along definitely helps make it, but they have some of that in here also. Seth freaking Rollins, The Vision. And yes, it says burn it down. Those are technically lyrics, but they're the only lyrics in the song. Because you can't count whoa as lyrics. It's just not. I'm sorry.
No, it's just a cheap way to get the audience participation. That's all it is. It's not lyrics.
Mercedes, take note.
You don't need to keep
The
getting the.
difference is that the crowd actually chants and sings that along with the theme. The crowd doesn't chant CEO.
Yep. I mean, as soon as she said that, I immediately changed it to BOO with it stuck here.
CE, no. CE,
Right?
no.
But yeah, nah. I was yeah. I knew this would be in the top three. Like, it's just he commands it. Like everything about it. It's better than his previous theme.
What's crazy is, and I told you and Noah this last night after we were off the air, but I put my playlist on shuffle and I started ranking them as the songs played. This was the last song to come on. So until this came on, because I had forgotten it was on the list, EO was number 2.
Okay.
And then this hit, and it was like, God damn it, this is better than EO. I'm sorry, EO.
Mm-hmm.
Not better than number 1, but it's better than EO.
Yeah. It goes
What's
hard
up,
too.
Safet? Good to see you. But there can only be one number 1 when it comes to instrumental. And he may not be the ruler, but he is the tribal chief. And you must acknowledge the head of the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when they debuted this shit. We were like, "What is that?" And it just went hard. Yeah, right since it started. And it goes with his entrance. His 6-7 minute. And this dude rivals the Undertaker with his entrances. I swear. And I don't mean the style. I mean lengthwise. They found a
Definitely.
perfect fit. They found a perfect fit for him, man. Look at everybody acknowledging him.
Yep.
Look, even my brother who barely watches wrestling said, "Yeah, we all knew who number one was gonna be." Acknowledging.
Safed with a bunch of ones in the air there. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like when he was healed, they played the whole thing. It seems like they kind of cut it now. I don't know if it's just me
I
or is
think
it
it's
because.
just you because I feel like they milk his entrance for everything they can
Mm,
get.
I guess,
As
yeah,
they should. He's the top draw.
yeah,
Everybody loves and acknowledges the tribal chief.
yeah.
All
I
right.
swear,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've had. I swear, I think I've had every version of his shirt except the new TCU, whatever it says now.
Oh,
The only one,
YTC?
yeah. I don't know. It don't roll off the tongue as well as OTC. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Your tribal chief.
Yeah, but Roman, he's a superstar I have the most shirts of.
I think Punk is the one I have the most shirts of. It used to be Randy.
Uh,
I used to have a ton of Randy shirts.
oh, really? I only got two punk shirts, but he's the only AEW person I have.
I have a Blackpool Combat Club shirt. That's the only AEW shirt I have.
I ordered Tony Storm's, but the shit ain't come yet.
But
That's
that
fair.
is the top 10 instrumental themes.
Great list.
Now, I'm going to do a couple of honorable mentions. Then we'll throw to our watch along trailer. Then we'll come back and we'll do the lyrical ones. So the first honorable mention that I'm going to give acknowledgement to, and I'm going to set up both of these like this. The reason why these two only made honorable mentions is because they're not quite lyrical and they're not quite instrumental. And what I mean by that is that they both have a little bit of lyrics as like the intro chorus, but the whole
Hmm.
rest of the song is instrumental. So you'll hear the lyrics, then it'll be instrumental for a good 45 seconds, however long it is. Then the lyrics will come back in for the chorus, then it'll go back to be instrumental again. So you can't really qualify it as a lyrical song or an instrumental song. It's kind of like the perfect blend of both.
Too lyrical to be instrumental, too instrumental to be lyrical.
Yes. So the first one I'm going to acknowledge is the newest one. Actually, I think it's the newest song on the countdown period. And that is With a Smile, All Ego Ethan Page. I just I get a kick out of it. Every time he comes out, the finger goes to the dimple, the smile hits the face. And in an effort to try to annoy Noah or whoever I'm with. But I enjoy Ethan's song. Walter?
Sorry, I got distracted. I was looking. We talked about the shirt, and I was like, "Where the fuck is my shirt?" By the way, and I went to go track it. Like, what the hell's taking so long? Yeah,
Damn it.
like I ordered a Tony Storm and a Swerve Stricken, and I'm like, "Where the fuck are my shirts?" AEW, they're slow asses.
You couldn't have done that when the trailer was running
I'm
so
sorry,
you
it
wouldn't
pissed
be
me off.
distracted from the conversation, man.
I heard everything you said. I just had a James moment. That's all. But yeah, all Ethan is. I can see how it's kind of both lyrical. I see exactly what you mean now.
Hmm.
But
The
and it
better
fits. So
example will be the next honorable mention, but I just wanted to get the newest one out of the way. Which it's another reason why I'd made honorable mention list because it's too new of a song to really be qualified in the top 10. You know, you don't want to have the recency bias.
true.
The other honorable mention I'm going to do right now that fits that mold a lot better, Roxanne Perez, All Falls Down.
Mm. Oh my god, that's a picture when she was a face.
Yeah, it's the babyface version of her theme song. She still pretty much uses the same song. It's just a little bit darker, a little bit more heelish. Still pretty much the same song though, but it kicks up and hits that, I'll fall down. It's on tonight. It's on
Hmm.
tonight. And then it goes into instrumental before that comes back in the chorus part.
Yeah.
But just again, something about her song smacks you in the face, and it's like, it's not really my style of music normally,
Hmm.
but I dig it.
It fits her though. She's
Yeah,
the whole package, dude. She's gonna be a mega star for a long time.
dude. I I know there's a lot of talk right now about how Chelsea is not on WrestleMania and deserves a spot. And I completely agree. I say let Chelsea go out there at WrestleMania, issue an open challenge, and have Roxanne accept it. We've already seen her dabble in the main roster, Rumble last year, Rumble this year, Chamber this year, was on SmackDown this week. I say just let her do it, dude. Let her go out there, defeat Chelsea. Huge WrestleMania moment. Probably end up turning her babyface in the process. Just let it happen.
Dude, and she got lost for a minute before she popped up last Tuesday. I was like, where the hell's Roxanne been?
Mm-hmm. So those are the first two honorable mentions that we're going to get to. And then, like I said, we did the top 10 instrumental. We're going to throw to our watch along trailer. And when we come back, I'll hit you with a couple more honorable mentions and we'll get into the top 10 lyrical Def Rebel themes. Don't go anywhere.
And now for a taste of things to come.
Oh, the professional wrestler.
I was going to say, what's Safet said? All right. So that, like I said, that's everything coming up here. Goddamn, we're going to be sleep deprived come the Monday after WrestleMania, but it's all going to be fun. It's going to be well worth it, I am sure.
Definitely.
So, going to do a couple more honorable mentions before I get into the top 10 lyrical songs. And the reason that these qualify as honorable mentions is because, yes, they're credited to Def Rebel, but they also have an assisted collaborator on the tracks. So it's not just Def Rebel. It's Def Rebel featuring somebody else. First one, Solo Sokoa, Taking It All, featuring Stevie Stone.
Oh,
Again,
okay, yeah.
the horns on this one, kind of like we talked about with the Viking Raiders, kind of like how we're going to talk about with another one on my lyrical. It's really kind of set up how badass this dude is that's about to come to the ring.
Until they screwed the character up, but it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, because we're not talking about the character, we're talking about the song.
Exactly.
But Solo Sokoa's theme song is the epitome of like Def Rebel going hard.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe part of it is due to Stevie Stone, the collaborator, But again, the horns, the whole dun 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, okay.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Now it's in my head. Damn you.
Hmm. So that's the first of the next two honorable mentions, and the second one, very much the same type of deal. No horns in this one, despite how badass this person is. Demon in Your Dreams, Rhea Ripley, featuring Motionless in White.
Oh my god. Damn, Prejudgment Day, Rhea? Woo, that picture.
Early Judgment Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because she has the weight, the
Mm-hmm.
scale.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, that song
Still
goes.
using that song today now that she's got the long hair and everything, but
Dude, they pulled it off live in Philly. Like, oh my god.
mm-hmm. But it's another one that goes hard. Again, is it Def Rebel? Is it Motionless in White? It's a collaboration. That's why it's an honorable mention.
Makes sense.
So, all of that being said, let's now get into the official top 10 lyrical. Number 10 was a primary NXT theme, as the person, ever since coming up to the main roster, has never used it because he's now part of a stable.
Mm-hmm.
Stable that hasn't been on TV for a while, which sucks, but it is what it is. Joe Gacy, The Schism, Love is Blind.
Ah, dude, he fits the stable he's in. So, like, even his music then, before he was part of them, was a little creepy. Is at the beginning of it, that doom doom. It kind of sounds like something Bray Wyatt would rock to. Like,
That's why when I saw that he was going to be put with the Wyatt Six, I was like, it's perfect. He's led a
mm-hmm.
cult for a year now, a year plus. And now he's being absorbed into that. This is so perfect for Gacy, but that song, you're right. It's got that little creepy vibe to it, but there's something about it that's just so good. And again, those of y'all just tuning in that maybe didn't hear the announcement at the start of the show, in the description are links to the playlists with the top 10 songs. So if you would like to listen to the songs as we talk about them, that's how you can do it, because we're not going to get a copyright ping for playing the songs, but you have access to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I get a kick out of Joe Gacy's song, and it took some time for Noah to get into the song. He never really got into the schism, the whole Joe Gacy thing,
Mm-hmm.
but he eventually got into the song because it does kind of hit a little bit. Like I could see Charlie Manson rocking out to this.
Oh yeah.
Almost Bray Wyatt-esque, just Charles Manson in a corner in a rocking chair, just kind of rocking back and forth. Love is blind. Grass is always greener on the other side. I'll never leave you.
Dude, could you imagine if God rest his soul, if he never passed and they get a rivalry one on one before he got observed, and it's like Bray started the Wyatt Six and picked him, but he had to fight him first. Like, oh my god, that rivalry, that alone would have been crazy.
Yep.
Damn, I wish we would have got to see that, dude. Mm, what could have been?
Yeah.
Fucking COVID. All right, let's move on.
I know, right? I see you starting to turn into bitter critter here. Well, coming in at number 9 is a girl still very much active in NXT, but ever since she turned heel, she doesn't use this song anymore. And I'm kind of sad about it. Makes me sad, Panda. But saddle up, Fallon Henley. And considering that the last top 10 that you and I did was country songs of the 90s, like you had to know this was going to end up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to see the battle of Fallon Henley using Saddle Up versus hardcore country Mickey James. We still need that in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
But the cowbell, the whole vibe to it, I rock with Fallon's theme song big time.
Hell yeah. That's pre the group Fallon too.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. You're gonna put all these songs in my head. I'm already bopping thinking about it. There's like nothing in my ear but your voice, and I'm gonna pop into it.
And again, that's a testament to Def Rebel, showing that they're not as bad as people make them out to be. The fact that I'm just mentioning these songs and you're immediately getting them stuck in your head, kind of bobbing along thinking about them, shows that they're catchier than they get credit for. And that was my main goal with this list, was to try to squash some of the Def Rebel hate. Again, they're not going to be Jim Johnston. They're not even going to be Jimmy Hart, you know, or Rick Derringer. But they're not as bad as people give it credit for.
I wonder why they never tried to go back to Jimmy Hart. He just got too old for the bullshit. He didn't want to deal with it. Because doesn't he still work with him?
Sometimes. Jimmy Hart is still under a Legends contract, I think. I wouldn't be surprised to see him induct the Natural Disasters in the Hall of Fame.
Ugh. The suit alone would be worth it. You know how he comes up with them crazy customized suits. And Saddle Up just, I don't know. Fallon, it reminded me, it's almost like hardcore country in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got that same vibe. I'm not saying it's the same song, but the vibe of it. That would have been a good match. Imagine that. Her versus, like this version of Fallon versus Mickey James, and they used the 2 theme songs back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
People be torn as far as which one they like best.
Yeah. They did use it in WWE when she made the Rumble appearance.
She did. So, moving on. Coming in at number 8 was a recent addition to my playlist, just because I had forgotten about her until she made her return at the Rumble. But Alexa Bliss, Fight Me.
Dun dun dun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stand up, shut up, and fight me.
Mm-hmm.
That song just gets you ready to like step in the ring. Like, even it being a chick theme, like there's just something about the energy and the lyrics that gets you hyped. Just like, dude, put up or shut up. Just stand up, shut up, and fight. Let's go.
It's very.
And then you think about how short she is.
And
it's like Scrappy Doo. You know, fucking Scrappy Doo and shit. Like, come on, put him up, put him up. Just let's go.
Dude, he has some guts, Scrappy. But yeah, it's very mosh pitish. Like it just feel like you could start a mosh pit with that song.
hmm Like, it almost gives Avril Lavigne type of vibes.
Yep, perfect shout out.
And Avril is hit or miss with me. She's got songs that I like. She's got songs I don't care for. But it definitely has that like punk pop princess type of vibe to it. You know,
Hmm.
and lyrically, it's almost like her girlfriend song.
Yep. Oh God.
See, now you got that in your head.
Hmm. The fact that I know it.
We have kids. It's okay to admit that you know an Avril Lavigne song.
Right. But yeah, it's just that's a perfect song to enter like a battle royal too. Like it's just no, she's gonna take on one after the other, or like a gauntlet
Mhm.
match or something. That Scrappy Doo shout out, that was a perfect one, man.
See, I know my shit. I know my shit.
Hmm.
All right. Moving on here. Coming in at number 7 is one that I know kind of pissed Noah off because he likes this person's original theme song. And this was basically like Def Rebel's version of their theme song. So I know I pissed him off with it a little bit. Sorry, Noah. But you also have to keep in mind when I came back to wrestling, and this was the version they were using at that point. So it's like I never heard the old version, but it's Bet on Yourself, Johnny Gargano, which is basically the Def Rebel version of his Rebel Heart theme. See, look, you're already getting it in your head too.
I remember.
This rebel heart. And everybody knows how I feel about Gargano's wife. But this isn't her theme song. This isn't her
He-
theme song. This is her husband's. I have no problem with her husband.
the husband shouldn't take the fault for what the wife.
But yeah, Johnny Gargano's theme, Bet on Yourself, the Def Rebel version of Rebel Heart, I don't think is that bad. And honestly, I've listened to both and I prefer this version. I don't know why, but I just do. Maybe it's because I heard this version and saw him come to this version, but I've only really listened to the other version, so I don't have the frame of reference of his entrance and shit to it. I don't know, but I like this one better.
It's a good one though. You're picking some bangers. Like I hope this changes people's opinion.
That's my goal. That is my goal, good sir. I don't know. Looks like I drove people away. We had 10 viewers. Now we're down to 3. Might have
Jesus.
driven some people away with that theme song. Well, coming in at number 6 is one. Hopefully, we'll get some people back for it. But honestly, when I first started watching NXT, this was my first favorite star and my first favorite theme to come out of the 2.0 era. Cora Jade's Twisted Generation.
Oh yeah.
Again, she still pretty much has the same theme. It's just been turned into more heelish. This was definitely the skater girl babyface version. And you
Rebel
can
love.
even see the skateboard in the image there.
They love the electric guitar in Def Rebel, man. I'll tell you that much.
See, okay, what I like about this one though is it gives off like Blink 182, Sum 41 vibes.
Mm-hmm. Blink 182 for sure.
Like, and I think that's part of why I liked it, because when I first started watching, you figure Blink had been out of the eye for a minute.
Hmm.
And this felt like a Blink song. So it was like, oh shit, is this like some new Blink?
Yep,
No, it's Def Rebel. Okay, well, whatever. But like, I really liked it because it gave that vibe.
it does. Boom, 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 boom.
Like, I could see it. Another way I could see it is like, I could see it in like Crazy Taxi.
Yeah,
Because I don't know if you remember, but Crazy Taxi used like a bunch of Offspring songs.
yeah.
Like, I could see this, like you just popped your quarters in and you're picking your driver.
Hmm. Hmm.
Select your driver now.
Yep, yep, definitely. Or even twisted metal in the background while you're blowing shit up.
See? All right. Halfway through the lyrical lists, and we're going to Eight Town Down, Austin Theory.
Dude, the intro alone, A-Town. Mm-mm.
Let's go.
It sounds like some futuristic robotic. Like, I don't know. The intro alone is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Now remember, people, it's the song, not the character, because I'll go off on a rant on what they did to this poor man. But
Right. Honestly, dude, I think he's suffering Triple H syndrome. And what I mean by that is, you go back in time and you look at what Triple H had to suffer coming out of the curtain call.
mm,
You know, couldn't punish Razor, he went to WCW. Couldn't punish Diesel, he went to WCW. Couldn't punish Shawn, he was the champion.
Sean was
But
untouchable.
you could punish Hunter. Theory
Yeah.
was the last man to be connected to Vince McMahon. He
Hmm.
was the last anointed Vince McMahon guy, the future of the company. So said Vince. And then everything went down with Vince.
Uh-huh.
And he's been put through the ringer. And from what everyone can tell, he's still grinding. He hasn't let it affect him. And that's exactly what Triple H did. Gave up his King of the Ring 96 victory for Austin, got put into hog pin matches, got squashed by Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 12 in like less than a minute. And now this year, Triple H is going in the Hall of Fame. Multi-time
Hmm.
world champion, one of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah.
Theory's going through those hog pen matches right now, metaphorically. You know, he's dealing with that shit. And once he comes out on the other end of it, man, I think we've got a bona fide star. He's just got to
Definitely.
eat shit while this Vince stuff is going on, because he was the last hand-picked Vince McMahon guy.
Yep.
You guys heard it here first. Once this Vince shit is over, Theory is going to shine. And as long as he can keep his nose to the grindstone and not become a little crybaby bitch backstage, he'll come out like roses and strawberries.
That's the true testament. If he can keep it, just keep the positive attitude in the back, he'll be fine.
I mean, so far he seems to be doing okay. We'll have to see as time goes on.
Yeah, I hope so, because he's got the look. He's just got star written on his.
Yep. What's up, Charles? Good to see you. Coming in at number 4 is a man who is going to be going to WrestleMania to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, the 2025 Royal Rumble winner, Jey Uso, main event ish.
I saw for the first time. I didn't see Moana 2, and I saw it the other day, and it's like at the beginning of his song, I feel like that would have been Moana, like that weehoo down sit like right before. If you really listen to, there's like a weird little scream in the beginning of his song, and it's like that sounds like some damn Moana shit, dude. But oh yeah,
See,
this
I
was
still haven't seen Moana 2.
uh
I still haven't seen Moana 2. I need to, but I
mhm.
haven't seen it yet.
I never get Saturdays off, and a couple of Saturdays I randomly have one off, and I was like, let's make it a movie day, and the kids, when I said movie day, they made movie day. They forced me to watch Wicked, which I had no interest in. Then at least Moana 2 I wanted to see. Then it was like Disney Plus day, and I'm like, all right, they're learning, they're learning.
Yeah, I have no desire to see Wicked either, but I'm sure I will at some point.
Yeah, I don't want to know the origins of the witch at all. Like, I don't give a shit, but I don't know.
Well, I think it's an interesting story to tell because nobody is born evil.
That's true.
You've got to find a reason why they become that way.
Hmm.
And there's a theory out there. Since you brought up Wicked and we're on this whole little diversion for a moment, I'm a spitball here, but there's a theory out there
Uh-huh.
that the true villain in The Wizard of Oz is Glinda.
Yeah, I heard this theory.
Wicked Witch of the East gets killed. She sets up the Dorothy to kill the Witch of the West,
Hmm.
gives Dorothy the shoes, knows how they work the entire time, could have sent Dorothy home right there in Munchkin Land, but used Dorothy as a vessel to kill the witch so that she could overtake Oz, the freaking wonderful Wizard of Oz leaves in a hot air balloon that's supposed to take Dorothy home.
Hmm.
So now all her competition is gone from Oz, and now she's the sole ruler.
It fit. Shit.
What do y'all think? Is Glinda the true villain? Let us know. Coming in at number 3, though, as we get back on track here, is the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, and her song You Can't Hide.
I miss Haska.
I do too. I was hoping she would be back at the Rumble, but she wasn't.
The ACL links, MCL, ACL, whatever it is, it there ain't nothing to play with.
But just the way the drums start to kick in on that song, everything about it is dope as hell.
You can picture. You remember? Was it Kickbox at the beginning when they had the fight and you see the drums in the background? They beating on it in the. I think it was
Mhm.
Kickbox or one of the martial art movies from back in the day.
It might have been Bloodsport, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it was one of those Van Damme ones,
yeah.
Kickboxer, Bloodsport, something like that.
But yeah, that's what those beginning of the drums remind me. No, I know what it was. Oh, it was Best of the Best when they
Oh,
did
okay.
the Olympics and they first get into in North Korea, and they start doing the drums and showing it. And that was one of my favorite movies growing up too. I bet you if I watch it now, it'd be cheesy as hell. But I was into that damn movie, dude. I should watch it now that James Earl Jones has transitioned.
Right. All
Now
right.
what I'm
That
doing.
brings us down to the final two.
Here we go.
And I mentioned those horns a couple of times. Here they come one more time for Bronson Reed, battle tested.
Yep.
Again, man, that horn comes out, and then like you did the drum there, you had that doom doom. It's like fucking
Mhm.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
And then you hear that horn again. It's like, oh shit, we're about to get fucked up.
Dude, this is a beast, man.
Hey, he's ready for war. He's battle tested. Like it's a solid, hard hitting, get you hyped, throw down fight theme.
And it fits a heel so well.
Hmm.
Mm,
But it
And
also would fit a baby face. He's been through the wars. He's battle tested.
that's true. I mean, this injury, that's a true test.
You know, so somebody like La Princesa, who's
Mhm.
been through battles, fought cancer, survived. She's battle tested. Like it would work.
Mhm.
Which, by the way, go to the National Wrestling Alliance website, buy her merchandise.
We did.
Shameless plug.
Yep. I had it on yesterday, and she literally put it on Instagram, which I
Yep.
didn't even know. You told me. I didn't even know.
So if Big Bronson Reed is number two, who is number one? Well, lately you could say that he don't miss, but Mello don't miss. Carmelo Hayes gets the number one spot for the best Def Rebel theme song with lyrics.
Mm.
Even before I really came around to Mello in NXT, when he was still a heel, that beat would drop and I was just vibing to it. I was freaking walking through the mall the other day to get to work, and I'm like rapping the words along with it for the chorus.
Mhm. They definitely didn't miss with the damn song.
Nah. And it's got that like late 80s, early 90s hip hop vibe to it. Not modern hip hop,
Oh
but
God.
that classic shit, with the whole dun, 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 dun.
Mhm.
Like you could imagine Run DMC or the Beastie Boys or somebody like that, Houdini using some shit like that.
Yep. Mm. True. Great list. Mm.
Thank you,
And
thank you.
now
Much
I'm gonna hear all this
appreciated.
shit all day in my damn head. Mm. And we did this to remind
Ain't nothing
y'all,
wrong with that.
hey, tonight is all about karaoke.
Yes, yes, yes. So looking forward to that. WrestleMania karaoke. Do I have a show
Mhm.
graphic for it? I know Jeff sent me one a while back. Let me see if I can find it.
Mhm.
It's been so much time uploading everything else to the thing, I didn't look for that.
Sometimes I forget. I upload the
Very good.
thumbnail for the YouTube thing, and then I don't have it in our in the backgrounds here. There we go.
The music of WrestleMania tonight, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. Renegade, what does that mean? The music of WrestleMania. The wheel is going to have WrestleManias 1 through 41 on it.
Mm.
Whatever WrestleMania comes up, you pick a theme song from that WrestleMania. It can be a wrestler theme. It can be a video package theme. It can be the theme song that was used for that WrestleMania. Some shows used instrumental versions, like the original WrestleMania, used an instrumental version of Philip Bailey and Phil Collins' Easy Lover.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose to sing the lyrical version of Easy Lover if you want.
Nice.
Since the song did originally have lyrics, they just did an instrumental version. But if the song doesn't have lyrics originally, like some of the ones that we had here on our list, Roman Reigns, can't sing Roman's theme song.
Nope. You ain't getting paid to go hum.
You can't even sing the Shield theme song.
Right.
Because once you get the Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta Shield, there's no lyrics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't sing Seth's song. Sorry.
Literally, you would just be saying, oh, over and over again.
But you can use Austin Theory, A-Town Down, because he used that when he fought Cena. You can use Jey Uso main event-ish.
Mm-hmm.
You can use Rhea Ripley, Demon in Your Dreams. So on and so forth.
You don't have many manias to choose from for those, because you gotta hit at least 37, I think.
Well, and I mean, once the song is taken, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So if somebody does John Cena, My Time Is Now, that eliminates that song from every WrestleMania since WrestleMania 21.
Mm-hmm.
He only used Basic Thugonomics at WrestleMania 20.
Yeah, I'd be debating my friend. I like basic thugonomics more.
Me too. Me too, because of the violins over the horns.
Not giving the fans what they want. Could you imagine if you bust out a different theme Saturday or Sunday?
I think it would be a great time to debut it. Have Travis Scott wrap him to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the corporation.
Yep.
There's a theory. There's another theory, dude, that Jey Uso is going to turn heel at WrestleMania.
What?
Raw on Netflix debut. Who came to the ring with Jey Uso? His good friend Travis Scott.
That's right. Smoking too.
Rock may not end up with one belt after WrestleMania. He may end up with both belts.
Damn, that's crazy.
And then if Jacob Fatu beats LA Knight for the U.S. title, that's 3 belts that could be in the Rock's fold.
Rocky 3 belts.
Again, just theory, all speculation, no insider knowledge here. But what if?
I never heard that theory, but it makes sense. But they'll be giving up a lot of money because that yeet, woof. Well, anything can happen in WWE. Period. I don't mind being swerved though, as long as it ain't swerve for swerve's sake. When it makes sense, I'm not one of those that bitch that I got swerved.
Yep,
Like it's not like it's Russo 97 anymore, you know.
that's fair. What in the hell is this shit?
What?
Oh, they posted announcements for more people for the Clusterfuck Battle Royal.
Oh,
A blow up doll is literally entering the Battle Royal.
what the hell? How's that gonna work?
Have you never seen the videos of the wrestlers wrestling the blow up doll?
Yeah, I've seen those in Instagram.
That's how it's going to work, bro.
What the fuck? Uh,
They'll probably drop the doll from like the scaffold into the ring since it can't physically walk in the ring.
mm-hmm. I'm here for it though. Fuck it.
Right?
Some
Anyways, got distracted there. My apologies,
yeah.
folks. But what do you guys think of the list here for the top 10 instrumental and lyrical Def Rebel themes? Are there more good songs than you thought there were? Am I completely out of line in my picks? Let us know. Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Make sure you
Yeah.
like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you do all the things. And if not because we tell you to, but because La Princesa tells you to.
Hey, you there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Don't you know it's a sin to watch without subscribing? That's right. Make sure you're subscribed right now to Rage of Wrestling. Would you really want to miss their shenanigans Saturday? That's right. Subscribe. And if you're on Twitch, which I know you are, because all the cool cats are, make sure you're also subscribing to SRS 1983. I mean, come on. What are you doing just watching? Make that commitment. Be a part of the 1%. The best at everything. Even I've done it. That's right. Subscribe now. Why? Because La Princesa said so. Don't make me repeat. Subscribe. Rage of Wrestling. Rage of Wrestling. Say it with me. YouTube now. Rage of Wrestling. Subscribe on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, you better subscribe to SRS 1983. Get it? Got it? Bueno.
Yeah, you heard her.
Do what she said.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is going to just about wrap things up for the afternoon. Make sure you follow us on all the socials. I noticed those graphics aren't in here, but it's all good. Everyone knows by now where they can find us at. The main thing is the Rage of Wrestling YouTube channel. Make sure that you guys subscribe. Make sure that you guys like all that good junk. And
Yeah,
we will see you guys this evening for the Saturday shenanigans. Once again, that's 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. The music of WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, interact, like, share. Help us with the algorithm. Algorithm. Jeez.
Yes.
Uh, If I could just learn to talk.
You speak in typos.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, once again, thank y'all for joining us and tuning in, and we will see you guys this evening.